Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Disqualified. I am Trevin June, joined with Gordon Pavlotz and Caleb Went, and welcome to, with our new content structure, our first episode of us talking about just Raw. We plan on releasing Raw, NXT, and SmackDown individually weekly to get more videos out for you to watch, and also for them to be easier, not quite bite-sized, but better-sized videos for you all to enjoy.
Podcasts will not be affected. They will
PLEs.
stay the
Yeah.
PLEs. Sorry, PLEs will stay the same.
Yes.
We'll be doing like lists and random things for
Yes.
podcast episodes
Yes.
going forward.
And a bit of an asterisk, SmackDown might be affected with PLE scheduling. Depends on how we feel that week.
Yes.
Yes. But with that being said, to Raw and just Raw.
Yeah, it's gonna feel so nice just doing one show.
Yes. And I say just Raw, but I do have some post-show stuff in my notes because they kind of funny. But we'll get to that as we open with Jay addressing the WWE Universe after his hectic week prior.
Yeah, he's definitely had a hectic week for sure. I'm not saying he's had a hectic month.
It has been, it's been a roller coaster for him.
He's
Yes.
been doing a lot.
Yes.
Let's just say that. Champion, no longer champion, having to deal
Family
with his brothers.
feud. Yes. Speaking of family feud, that's why he comes out and he just immediately says, Jimmy, I know you're back there. Come out so we can talk face to face. Jimmy does. And Jay basically explains that he is just on their side right now to just squash this family beef. He's like, I thought I would no longer get involved, but they cost me my title. I need a lick back. And it's like, and he further explains, like, I'm in this to help you out as well, but Roman, he ain't my guy anymore. We're grown men now. And Jimmy hears him out and says, I hear ya. Come over to SmackDown to explain your side of this beef with Roman. We'll see if we can get on the same page, see if he apologizes and you can hash things out, what have you. How we feel about this setup for...
It's good. I definitely like that they're getting into it now rather than later because I feel like the sooner we get through with this, the sooner we can finally get Cody and the Bloodline away from each other. The Bloodline can possibly not be as a main focus as it has been for these past couple of years.
Yeah, but speaking of the Bloodline, the new Bloodline invade SmackDown and go for an ambush, which...
You mean Invade Raw?
Oh yeah, invade Raw, which leads to a brawl. Jimmy and Jay stay on top in the brawl after an amazing bout, honestly, still, but this forces a surprising addition, seeing as it's the Raw before PLE, to add a match to the Crown Jewel card of a 6-man tag with the Usos and Roman Reigns versus 3 representatives from the new Bloodline.
Oh, wow.
So we don't even know which members it's going to be.
Well, you could tell that. You know damn well Fatu's going to be in there.
Yep.
I think it's going to be Fatu and the Tongans.
But
If Sikoa wants to save his skin, yeah, he better put his boys in there.
You better rest up for Survivor Series.
Yeah, you
that's
better.
going to get whooped.
For real, yeah.
yeah, but this 6-man tag obviously helping set up Survivor Series as well. But how we feel about, how Survivor Series is looking. Are we looking at a 4v4? Are we looking at a 5v5?
4v4.
Yeah, I hope it's a 4v4 because
It is
the
too
5v5.
late to do the 5v5
Yeah.
concept.
And I'm not the biggest fan of the 5v5. The 4v4, that's okay. That's the
Right.
perfect number.
But after this attack, we cut the show, and then when we come back, we see Sammy pulling Jay aside and telling him and asking him, why are you getting involved? Like, don't get involved, man. Like, you went to Raw, you left the family. It's like, this should be done. This isn't your business anymore. But Jay, in his defense, gets a little angry. Some of Crash Out Jay comes out and he says, no, this is my business. This is family. You wouldn't understand. You're not family, Oos.
Yeah.
And that stunned Sammy a little bit.
There is a
He didn't have to do it like that.
weird parallel. There was a photo that I saw today of back in the day when Jay was standoffish of Sammy coming into the family, and Jamie was the peacemaker, and now it was Jay that was the peacemaker, but he kind of just pushed Sammy aside. And there was a clip going around. I don't know if we're going to talk about it later. I don't know if it's in your notes, but it was seen that Sammy was talking to Solo outside the arena.
That was the clip I was going to bring on later in the show.
No.
Yeah, Jimmy catches Sammy talking to Solo. Jay walks out. Jimmy shushes him and points to them having the conversation. And Jimmy's like, I told you made it. It's just us. And it's like, this is just building on leaving people guessing if Sammy's going to return as the honorarius for the War Games.
I think the person that's going to have to bring him into the fold is Roman. And that's going to be a
Unless the
hard
Cool
sell.
takes his fangs in first.
He could, but then who is joining the OG bloodline? The Rock?
So it would have to be Cody.
Oh,
Cool.
no.
He's the only one.
Cody's definitely going to be booked for a title defense at Survivor Series.
Yeah, he's facing Kevin, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if it's not Cody, then
Couple people are saying temporary truth with Roman and Seth when this was first in the books.
Yeah, but they might have a match, Seth and Bronson, unless this is just a weekly rivalry. And then we could see Seth. But I don't think we're going to see Seth. It would be cool, though.
Yeah.
Trust me, it would be fucking amazing.
unless they just stick to 4v4.
Yeah, but they still need to figure out.
Oh,
who's-
therefore.
Yeah. Of Sammy's going over to the new bloodline, but I don't think he is. I think he's the ultimate.
It's Cena,
baby
baby.
face.
It's Cena.
Nope, too early for him.
What?
He said he's starting this run, the first Netflix Raw.
Mm-hmm.
This run to start.
Making us wait for so long, Cena.
It's not that long.
No.
It's about 2 months.
Yeah. Time flies fast in wrestling.
Time flies fast in general, Trevin.
Yep. But in wrestling, especially, like WrestleMania was half a year ago. They brought that up in a couple promos, and that's insane. Like, it felt like it just happened.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
But
But I brought,
march forward.
yeah,
The inevitable thing of time.
yeah. And I brought up Seth earlier, but speaking of Seth, him and Bronson have a little outside the arena brawl in the parking lot. But while Seth was walking over there from the ring, he takes off his blue jacket to reveal the exact same blue jacket.
This is why he is freaking Rollins.
Oh my god, this was the best clip I have seen in a long time. This man reminded us of how much of a gift he is to professional wrestling.
Remember they did that? He said the same fucking shirt.
Like, he had to have that shit planned.
It's obvious.
Who wears 2 jackets?
He's like, everyone's gonna be talking about this.
And everyone is. I have seen plentiful of TikToks made with it green screened on with just the clip.
It would have been perfect of going out to the brawl because we watched the highlights before we came in here of him walking out there and it's just a vest, like a similar blue vest, and he rips it off.
He did take the second jacket off to do the brawl shirtless, but
I need a pile of blue clothes, a whole line trailing.
Triple's like,
TikTok
"Wow,
cartoon.
what is this man?"
Adam Pierce tries to get in between them to no avail because it's Adam Pierce. And They brawl out a little bit. It looks like Seth is on top after, in the great words of our renowned, or no, one of our commentators, Joe. Seth turned Bronson into a hood ornament for a little bit.
Yeah.
He turned him into a hood ornament.
Yep. Curb stomp on a car hood, but Bronson, after like 5 seconds, gets up, tosses a couple security around, and then I forget what
So here's
his
what-
style of the move is called.
So, I forget the move leading up to it, but all I know is he grabbed a trash can like I've done so many times in 2K
And
tossed it
yeah,
right at Seth's face, and it was hilarious. And then I think it was just a power slam.
yeah. He has a fancy name for it because it's one of his. Like he either does that.
Signatures.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like they gave him a fancy name for it, but he does that through a utility table. And Adam Pearce, almost like he's screaming bloody murder, says, "Get me medical." And Bronson Reed goes over in this brawl, and they have their match Saturday.
So what I want to point out with Adam Pearce is there was this clip going around of him yelling at Nick Aldis saying, "You need to get your superstars under control." Buddy,
Hey,
buddy,
hey.
have you seen your own locker room?
Look, he wasn't talking about himself at that moment in time. Okay, he knows what his superstars are doing. He paid him.
Nick Aldis literally can just walk in to a room like a dad and just look, and everyone just stops
He prevented a 9-man brawl one week
by himself.
by just walking into the ring.
Like
Man, my man Paul Pierce will be fine.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Adam Pierce?
Yeah.
Oh no, not the Paul Pierce GM. No, Adam Pierce. No, Adam Pierce would just go there and go, "Hey, hey, hey."
Nick doesn't even have to say a word. He just approaches the ring.
It
And
sounds like someone just fell into Lego River.
He's trying his best. Okay.
Nick has the better hair. Caleb got that joke.
Okay, but online speculation has been saying that they might have a match. Would you be interested in that?
I mean,
With them both being former wrestlers.
oh, them two.
Mhm.
Yeah, get in the ring, boys. Get in the ring.
I think that would be cool for
And then
Survivor
people
Series.
will finally listen to the boy. Pierce, they'll listen to his ass. They'll be like, oh, we seen you
Bring
back.
back-
We don't want that.
Bring back brand wars. We're running out of faction v faction stuff to milk out for Survivor Series. Bring back brand wars.
I'm going to ask a question at the end of this about Survivor Series. Because I
Okay.
want you guys to come up with a match idea.
Okay. We
Just tag behind the camera.
yeah. Next up in my notes, we had the triple threat tag match for #1 contendership. This match was amazing as it was Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus the War Raiders versus the New Day, and they pulled almost everything out of their bag. It was pure chaos in the ring, but how this match ended, I should bring it.
Damn Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Hey, I love him.
Yeah,
He's a
prior
good guy.
to the show, Ivy Nile defeated Zelina Vega with some interference from the Creed brothers, which led to LWO and the Creed brothers having a ringside brawl. But Chad wanted to get some lickbacks for American Made, and while Ray was running for a 619, Chad catches the leg, drags him out of the ring, and puts him in an ankle lock.
Hey. I hate it, but it's a smart move.
That Chad gave.
I hate how they did that to my boy. They did that to my
Oh,
boy.
did Ray?
Ray.
Hey, Ray's used to it.
Yeah, he is
Great.
used to getting screwed out of things.
Yeah, he's used to it. I remember
But-
all the good old days.
But that turns. I just dropped something. That turns the match into a 1v1 tag between New Day and War Raiders.
Reach it.
You're good. With War Raiders showing off their new tag finisher when Eric is the legal man, as last week we saw what finisher they do when Ivar is the legal man. To be fair, both moves are insane. Like, they look like they hurt.
I think I prefer the one when Ivar's a legal man.
Yeah.
It's just something about the big man landing on you
Yes.
while you're already midair.
Yes. So the one where Eric is the legal man is Ivar still does a crossbody, but while Eric is suplexing a homie.
Mm-hmm.
So both involve Ivar doing a crossbody, but it just depends whether you get tossed to Ivar or you get suplexed by Eric.
Yeah.
Still look like they hurt.
Trev could take it.
No, I couldn't. Like no offense, but I
You're the champ.
No, you can take it. Look, we're gonna do it right now.
no.
You're the champ.
Like I was second place inaugurally for Chop Championship. I don't know how I would take a 330-pound man landing on me. Like, no offense, I know Ivar's probably a real safe worker.
He's champ.
I am not physically prepped to take that.
But you're champ.
This is a prediction, champ. I
But you're
didn't
still champ.
have to do squat physically to earn this.
You're still champ.
Gordon, are you okay?
Champs can take it.
Mentally.
Yeah, champs can take it. Oh, chopped in the chest, not the head.
Okay, moving along.
The champ can take it.
Moving along, we get a couple backstage segments with Miz coming to apologize to Truth. And Truth plays along a little bit,
Dabs them up.
dabs him up, but then Truth's like, hey, I got something for you. Bop.
Yeah, he whacked him silly for sure.
He said, "Good luck
Look with the Wyatts, y'all gonna die.
And it's so sad for them to like be like that with each other now.
It happened before.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
done
Yeah, when,
before,
yeah,
too.
I know, but it's sad that it came to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's
yeah.
just hilarious how this is the stuff that, like, Truth gets right as well. It's like, good luck with the Wyatts. Y'all gonna die.
And then right afterwards, he walks off screen and says, "Hey, Butch, you seen Pete?"
Yeah.
And that's just
As Pete Dunne makes an on-screen return, but didn't do anything in the ring this night. But Miz approaches Adam Pearce to set up some security for him. He's being hunted by the Wyatts. He's not on the best of terms with the Final Testament after the Wyatts got involved. And Adam Pearce just looks behind Miz and is like, speak of the devil. Miz turns around, oh, hi, Carrion and AOP.
hey, they are intimidating.
Yeah.
I've always liked Carrion. People are starting to realize how good he is.
He's amazing.
I've
No.
liked him since his first NXT run.
Yes,
Hated what they did
Yes.
to him on his first main roster run.
yes. Also, off show, he's a funny guy, actually. Like, I've seen a couple interviews of him and, like, some of his workout videos. He's hilarious. Like, he's just a bro.
Just a
Now
bro.
he's finally getting over somewhat, so I'm happy
Yeah,
for him.
people are actually caring about the stories he's involved in. Yeah, but Carrion, after hearing this, he's like, hey, Miz, find Bo for us, tell him stay out of my business, and his exact quote, or I'm gonna break both your legs.
Yeah, everyone's messing with the Miz. He ain't deserving it. He's the Miz. Let him be okay, man. Just let him live.
Man, I'm jumping Miz.
I love to live, man.
Miz
I love.
is such a good promo worker. Like, right now he's sort of like the embodiment of a tweener. Like, he tried to make it up with Truth, didn't work out.
Oh, he's not a tweener. Sorry, you turn on R-Truth, you're not a tweener.
No.
You're a heel.
Yeah.
But
But like, he's trying to get out of heel mode because the Wyatts are going after him. But it's like,
no, it's not that. He's looking for security. He's doing heel tactics. I think you need to stop looking at things like babyface and heel. I think that's where you're faulting and things. This is not
Yeah, champ.
He is just what I think of it as he's a bard. Let's put it in D&D terms for you. He's a bard.
He is.
And you're
He is gonna look for protection because this motherfucker is a sponge. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah. But we already brought up, it was after the segment that Solo and Sammy were caught talking. We already brought that up, but we move on to our main event. Dominic Mysterio versus Damian Priest. I believe it was for #1 contendership.
Yeah.
All I can say is,
Yep.
it's always a pleasure to see Damian Priest wrestle. I'm just not a fan to see my boy get his ass beat
Yes.
for
But-
so long.
Bro, Dominic was a punching bag. Actually, he was a crap test dummy.
Yeah, he was. Like,
And
I wouldn't be
Priest was
surprised
just
if he
in a
got
rage room.
TPE.
Yep.
Like, oh my goodness, that boy was getting his ass
But
beat.
despite getting tossed around like a rag doll, because of some Judgment Day interference, Dom actually wins #1 contendership with a roll-up pin.
Because he's dirty dumb.
He's getting his ass handed to him.
He
by
was. He
Gunther.
deserves it.
But of course, we still have a few minutes left of the show. So what better way to spend it than to see Damian crash out a little bit?
He enters his barbarian rage.
It's like a.
He's like he's
He
like
took a rage and then he somehow was able to get like a speed potion in at the same time.
yes, he was like, nah, Dom, I got some finisher bars saved up. He hit him with the razor's edge. Carlito tries to get in between the next finishers. Carlito eats one of the South of Heavens. Then he's like, I got one more in South of Heavens. Dominic.
Not only that, he did beat his ass with a bunch of chairs too.
Yep. There were a couple chair spots.
He went back into the ring 3 times.
If he was smart, not saying that he's not, but if he was smart in 2K terms, he would have just done the super finisher. Dom's done at that point.
Yep. But
That dastardly Carlito.
yeah.
Hey, Carlito came in to try to help his boy.
Yeah.
I like how JD got taken out by one.
Yeah, no. Me and Zach were watching that punch back, and it's like, oh no, that punch was stiff. We heard that smack.
Yeah, it was definitely a loud punch, and you could just see his head just whip back. It was not a good look.
And the-
Crumpled.
He crumbled.
Crumpled to the ground.
That's his like specialty though. If you watch JD get beat up, he always just crumples like a piece of paper.
That's messed up. Poor guy. He ain't deserve
But
it.
it's funny because after Raw went off air too, Gunther immediately went to social media and posted a few compilations of all the times he's beaten the snot out of Dominic.
I cannot wait for him and Gunther to get into the ring again because it's just going to be Dominic getting his ass beat because he's not winning.
No. Like, even with Judgment Day shenanigans, no.
Yeah, it's already set.
No, it's just because
I mean, because the match is already set too, right?
well, yeah, but also because of how it goes with Gunther's latest defenses with Trevin's theory, he has to put everyone to sleep because they're bigger threats because he's in the main event pool now. Dom, not yet. He's not main event level
No.
yet. So I think he'll be able to just put him out with like a clothesline or a powerbomb.
Which is actually funny because when Gunther was IC champ, Dom had a match against him, and people were actually like clapping for Dominic for taking so many chops. They're like, come on, Dom, let's go. Because it was a little guy fighting the equivalent of a monster to him and
David
Gunther.
and Goliath.
Yep. But
Now I want to see him and Bronson in the ring. Dominic and Bronson. Give me that match.
I don't want Dominic to keep getting his ass beat. He doesn't deserve it.
But that was it for Raw, but we have a couple off the air highlights from little bonus segments you can see on social media. The biggest story and probably the main highlight of the off air stuff, The Miz got kidnapped.
Yep.
Leave my boy alone. He doesn't
Miz got
deserve it.
kidnapped by Dexter Loomis.
Yeah.
Messed up.
By
Which-
Mercy.
Yep.
Mercy the buzzer.
Finding
Yep.
the
Which
Miz.
is funny that it was Dexter Loomis that did the kidnapping because of their history.
Yep.
But
Burnside.
yeah. Off the air though, Carrion was also doing kind of like a draw with me sort of stream, and Scarlett comes into the room and is like, Carrion won't believe what happened. The Miz just got kidnapped. We gotta go help him, and Carrion gives the deepest husband sigh.
Yeah, he said.
We gotta leave.
How long was it?
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
oh,
he said, how long ago did he get kidnapped? I don't know,
No.
about 20 minutes ago.
he's like, oh, he dead.
He's
He's 100% dead.
Yeah. And Scarlett actually busted out in laughter a little bit.
She
And
was
it's
like, "That's
we
not
gotta,
funny."
we gotta at least try. And he's like, dude, it's the Wyatts. He for sure dead.
She's like, do you want to go? He said, 100% no.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that's just also just funny. We got a little more off camera, little lighter attitude Carrion in that segment, but mate, I'm glad Carrion's finally getting over. Like, I liked his gimmick when he was on SmackDown, the whole Omen of Doom guy, but now that he's sort of on Raw being a little bit sort of still an Omen of Doom, but more playing into sort of the devil's advocate angle of that, he's so much better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has finally found his spot as the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really do like that. Like his stuff with the New Day is still ongoing even though he's not a main part. He got in the ear enough of Xavier, which the kidnapping actually was in the background of Kofi and Xavier arguing, because Kofi brought up like, I don't know if you should be QB anymore, and Xavier's like, hold up, what?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I mean, it hasn't brought them any good.
It hasn't, but they also haven't had success regardless.
yeah. A lot of people are speculating like this is going to be an Xavier heel turn, but there's the other side of Big E return question mark, and I'm like, that's up to Big E and also WWE medical, because it's like post stem cell treatment, he says he's feeling the best he's ever been, but still up to basically medical and legal of do we want to run the risk.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
if
it
he said
happens,
he's
I'm
good,
happy.
let him.
Yeah.
And I think if it happens, it is a 1-year run. And it ends with them going into the Hall of Fame and retiring at WrestleMania. Or at least not them all together, but the New Day goes into the Hall of Fame and Big E retires at that Mania.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
mean-
perfect storybook ending if everything
Yes.
goes well.
I mean, Big E, we've seen him as a color commentator. We've also seen him when he was in the weird limbo of he's also pretty good in a managerial role with the New Day. It's like he doesn't need to be in the ring. We'd just be happy if he was on screen more.
His presence makes a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they still use his voice for the New Day entrance. It's a new day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it.
Yeah, I can't wait till we hear that. Oh, WWE Universe!
Yeah.
That's when he's there, but I don't know. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I kind of want an Xavier heel turn. Just because I want to see him get singles gold.
Yeah.
He's the only one without it. And
Yeah.
I think, NXT is no demotion. Go to NXT.
Yeah.
You already won the NXT tag title.
Hey,
What's a solo run with the NXT title?
up to Xavier, up to creative. But
Right.
hey,
Speaking of creative and up to people, this is up to us. This next little thing that I'm going to do.
yeah.
So, seeing as there's no tease of a women's War Games match this year, do you think they're going to do the traditional 5v5 Raw v SmackDown for Survivor Series, or do you think they're going to quick book a War Games.
That's the thing is that if they want to keep one of the war games being a 5v5, one being a 4v4, or go back to both being 4v4s, I sadly don't know. There's not a women's faction that has 4 reps either. That's the thing, because last year's War Games was just Damage Control versus SmackDown versus Team Babyface that have gone screwed over by their members with a mix of all 3 brand reps. So it's like, there's not a faction that you can do that for this year logistically. Like, if there was a 4th member getting added to Pure Fusion Collective, maybe. But ultimately, I'm not seeing it.
What if they do Team Rhea versus Team Liv? I would hate it because the world title's not getting defended 2 shows in a row. But that's the only thing that they could do that would get a War Games setting.
Or maybe they're just gonna quick book it, or they're just holding off of revealing what it's gonna be. Because we seem to see that a lot, where it's like the week of a pay-per-view, and we're also getting add-ins of matches and stuff.
Yeah, but
So,
For War Games, you usually have a few weeks build up.
and it's apparent to see who's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with
but
the
when is War
men's,
Games?
Survivor Series,
When is Survivor Series?
November. The
End of November.
Oh, we still got a whole month ahead of us then.
Yeah.
It's quite some time.
Yeah, but I think if they do it, it's gonna be Team Rhea versus Team Liv. And Team Rhea is just gonna consist of baby faces, probably like Michin, maybe Bianca and Jade. And then I don't know who filled Liv's ranks.
No.
Her, Raquel, and maybe
Dom in a wig.
Dom and JD in wigs. No, maybe like I can't think of anyone who would want to help Liv in them right now.
No. Between.
Not even the Unholy Union. Maybe 2 members of the Pure Fusion Collective. But
Maybe.
it's really hard because granted, this is the hot story right now. They're putting all their chips on the table with the men's bloodline.
Yeah.
But it really sucks because everything else is going to be overshadowed by that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because, like, even then, we've always had pay-per-views where the bloodline stuff is always it. And a lot of the times, the bloodline stuff isn't the best. It's either the second best or the third best. And everyone always remembers a different match, like, compared to their match. So, like, I'm not too worried about that. Because it's just going to be what it is at every other pay-per-view event. Bloodline Central, and then, we got a lot of good matches going on as well. We're going to eat.
Yeah. I don't doubt Survivor Series is going to be a good PLE.
It's just, I don't know what they're going to book beside it. Kevin and Cody is pretty much.
Well, like I said, we got a whole month
Yeah.
ahead of us still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lots of times.
And it's probably going to go back to 5-match card as well.
I hope not. But I think they can get away with 7 for this.
Really? With
Yeah.
2 War Games?
2 War Games and 5 regular matches. I think they get away with it. But that's an insane ask because War Games matches are long.
That's why I'm saying it's going to go back to 5.
Yeah. I think this is their last hurrah big card for the year. And then we have to wait after Survivor Series till February.
For Rumble. Dang, almost.
But I think that's all that we have.
Yeah. 2
So
whole months without a PLE, though.
yeah, that's going to be insane. We're going to have to be scraping the barrel for some content.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But thank you guys for watching. This has been Caleb, Gordon, and Trevin. Behind the camera is Zach, as always. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for your time.
See you
Peace.
next time.
This is